A very warm welcome back to GlobeTrotting. If you are new, be sure to subscribe, with over 60% of viewers unsubscribed. Now, if there is one reoccurring story that fascinates me the most, it is Dubai-based Emirates' interest in a brand new Airbus A380. It does feel like it is a reoccurring topic, maybe popping up every couple of months or so, and in 2025 we've had some fresh developments surrounding their interest in a new plane that I really wanted to take a look at. They actually expressed interest once more in February surrounding the launch of a new A380 model to help replace their aging A380-800s. However, for what is an aircraft family that saw production cease a couple of years ago, a restart to the program certainly remains unlikely, despite the largest customer expressing their own interest. Now, given the unlikely nature of a relaunch, why is Emirates still interested in a new endeavor? What are they proposing, and what is next for this company as they struggle to get what they truly want? All things I want to explore in today's analysis. So first of all, what is their fresh interest in an aircraft that many would dub the A380NEO? Well, President Tim Clark, who is very much outspoken, but in a good way, spoke directly with Business Insider and confirmed once more that Airbus should move ahead with a new version of the A380-800 despite a poor sales performance that actually led to the previous model being cancelled. The Dubai carrier is the largest customer of the A380-800 and typically relies on it for its long-haul operations right around the world. However, Emirates has realised that Airbus is not looking to proceed with a new A380 model, which is a little bit of an issue. Clark confirmed that the new aircraft that they're proposing could actually be feasible, driven by lighter materials and more efficient engines. These improvements, among other things, may look to address the downsides highlighted with the Dash 800 model. The improvements have also been visible with planes such as the A350 family. You may look directly towards the lightweight materials on this aircraft family that has made it a cheaper solution for airlines to fly over previous old-gen types that it was intended to replace. Emirates has such intense interest that Clark has actually confirmed the submission of its own designs to the European planemaker to prove there is a case to build a proposed aircraft that would work for them. This is one of the new landmark comments that we previously were not aware of. The fact this is an airline that has put forward its own designs to the planemaker. Long-term suggestions have indicated that a new A380 model proposed by Clark would be 25% more efficient than the predecessor model, which relied on more so older gen technology, limiting its performance metrics. When speaking with Business Insider, interestingly, Clark went as far as saying that if they put forward USD 20 billion to the planemaker, they actually believe that Airbus would go on to build the aircraft for them. But why are they interested? Well, much of Emirates' interest comes from relying on the A380-800 model within their ops. At its peak, they had over 120 units in service, and while that number has decreased, the airline is still the biggest supporter of this plane by a country mile, and the company continues to utilize the world's largest passenger plane on a daily basis, despite the jet no longer being produced. With Airbus not committing to a dedicated replacement and Boeing not also progressing with a new super jumbo, there are certainly internal concerns at Emirates about how they will be able to replace this plane in, say, the next few decades. Aircraft part of the next generation, such as the 777-9 and A350-1000, are modern and exist with high capacity, but they're still not meant to be dedicated replacements for the world's largest passenger plane. While these aircraft that I've touched on would certainly be viewed as adequate for most airlines looking to retire their larger planes, these aircraft do not offer the exact solutions for an airline like Emirates, who rely so much more heavily on the A380 over, say, a Qantas. Furthermore, the carrier believes the A380-800 is a superb aircraft. We know they wouldn't have the plane still on if they didn't feel this way. Even they feel that there are some limitations with this model that could actually be removed through a new version that they are proposing. Despite Emirates' interest in a new A380 model, the manufacturer has a bit of a different outlook, driven by the current production status of this family. After failed sales attempts that took place in the 2010s, Airbus pulled the plug on the A380 model, also following an order cancellation in 2019 from Emirates, which did reduce the backlog considerably, and with an inability to really keep that backlog going with other customers committing to the type, it was the only outcome that was going to take place, and by 2022, the model had seen its last unit delivered and production wrapped up, where as a result, Airbus was able to make room for more emerging aircraft, such as the A321neo, which has been enjoying record interest. At the time of the production coming to a close, the plane maker reaffirmed that a new A380 model would not be arriving, despite some interest from Emirates and attempts by Airbus to really progress with a development study known as the A380 Plus that would ultimately go on to fail. For Emirates, what is next? This is arguably the question on so many people's lips, not just internally at the company, but for onlookers such as us. The carrier is already making necessary changes to its fleet with the introduction of the A350, certainly viewed as a step in the right direction as they continue fleet renewal efforts, with the jet offering greater flexibility right across the business. Meanwhile, the company's commitment to the 777X will undoubtedly be crucial for renewal and growth efforts. The carrier has selected the 777, a high-capacity model, to elevate its long-haul network. Despite interest in a new model, they know they're committed to the A380-800 for the foreseeable future, with the jet expected to stay on until early 2040, making the company one of the last to retain it, permitting that we don't see something, say, bad happen between now and then that would result in the aircraft being pulled. What will happen once the 380 departs remains to be seen. Thankfully, that is still some 15 plus years away. If Airbus does not advance with Emirates' wishes for a new model, the carrier must find alternatives to meet demand in major international cities, including its home in Dubai. Fleet renewal efforts, such as bringing on your more modern twin-engine planes, will certainly aid in replacement efforts, but Emirates will certainly feel a bit of a hole in its operations. I'd love to hear your take. Thank you very much for your support here on the channel. Please take care, do be safe, and I'll see you in a couple of days for your latest industry analysis right back here on GlobeTrotting.